I don't know. You can call it embarrassing if you want. That's the nature of the game. I think if you look how all the results have gone throughout the tournament, most teams have had a game like that at some stage. The advantage of the way we'd played previously meant that we had that buffer, I guess. Oh, we've certainly worked on it. I don't think it's any great secret that that we have some deficiencies at times against spin, and that was probably showed tonight. And the fact that Pakistan played to that, tactically very astute game from then to bowl spin till the 18th over. I mean that. I don't know if that's happened before in a 2020 game. So I certainly think we've worked on it, and I think we've got some very good players at spin as well. I think we've played some teams that are very good spin. We've managed to beat Pakistan in Dubai recently, so we can overcome it. But it was probably our shortcoming tonight. We hadn't had a hit, but it's not like we haven't hit a cricket ball for 3 weeks. So I think we're prepared. I think everyone was prepared as well. Guys were getting starts, so I don't think guys looked out of place in the middle there. The whole thing about 2020 and momentum meant that probably by the end of the 6 overs we were a long way behind where we needed to be as well, with the wicket slowing up a little bit. So from there we were probably behind the 8 ball a little bit, and we probably did get caught a little bit in between going for that target, or should we start looking at the 112? So that's probably, as a group, that's something that could have been communicated a little better between the batters and going out and what was happening in the middle. We dropped Jamshed, so that makes a fair difference. They're 3 for 15 there. That sort of puts them on the back foot, whereas they took their catches tonight. No, I certainly think they outbowled us, and looking back at that score, I think it was probably just above par as well on that wicket. That's the first time I've noticed it been noticeably slower since the start of the tournament. So they've probably outplayed us in all 3 facets of the game. So in terms of that, in that respect, of a game of cricket, it's the result's not so surprising. Oh, I don't know. If he fails in the next game and we lose, then you can say yes. If he does and we still win, then you can say no. That's no more so than any other team is on their best players. Are we reliant on Mike Hussey? Are we reliant on Xavier Doherty, Mitchell Starc? There's no doubt he's an outstanding player, and when he plays well, we're going to be very close to winning the game. But that's because he's so good, and that's how he plays. But whether we're over dependent on him, I'm not sure. I mean, you can only really answer that in hindsight. For sure that we're playing them, but we probably didn't bowl as well at them in the first game that we played as we would have liked, and they've got some really dangerous hitters. And certainly for their confidence, they've probably had some really tight games in their past couple of games, and they've come through. So for their confidence, they'll be feeling pretty good, and that's probably when the West Indies are at their most dangerous, when they're pretty confident and relaxed. Not sure. I mean, I heard that he might have bowled quite a lot of slower balls tonight, which I don't pick up a lot of that at cover, but I think Paddy sometimes underestimates his pace and what an asset it is. A couple of the shots and a couple of boundaries you got hit for today is slower ball. I think if you can bowl the ball close to 150 k's an hour, I'd like to see you doing that a little more. But I mean, certainly when you get the wickets that do start to slow up a little bit, then perhaps the pace coming onto the ball can work against you. But we also know that when Paddy's going to be bowling well, and we've seen him bowl well in this tournament and can take wickets, then that's the best way of stopping the opposition scoring anyway. I'm confident in 11, but before we'll look at, first of all, who we're playing, then we'll start to have a look at the conditions and go from there. But as we've said all along, complete confidence that the guys that haven't been in the team, that they can slot straight in and do a job for us, as we've seen Xavier do over the last couple of games. So whichever 11 we go with, I've got no doubt it'll be will be good enough to win a semi-final. But I mean, that's the thing that Pakistan did differently. They got Watto out early, and they got Davey out early, and they're both guys who can. They're destructive, but they do take their time a little bit at the top, and they can afford to do that because we know when they build into their innings, they can catch up very, very quickly. So I guess losing both of those guys and then getting to the back end of the 6th overs, being under the pump, that's something they did. And to their credit, I mean, they bowled very few loose balls tonight. They were really on right from ball one. You know, as much as you can say that we didn't play as well as we would have liked, I think Pakistan would be very, very happy with how they played.